During World War II, governments became obsessed with secrecy, secret weapons, secret intelligence programs, secret missions hidden so deeply that some weren't revealed to the public until decades later. And one WWII operation in particular remained buried in silence for years because of how unbelievably dangerous and controversial it really was. At the height of the war, Nazi Germany seemed unstoppable. Hitler's forces controlled huge parts of Europe. German submarines terrorized the Atlantic Ocean, and Allied leaders feared the war could drag on for years. The United States and Britain desperately needed an advantage, not just on the battlefield, but in intelligence. That's when Allied officials launched one of the most secretive operations of the entire war, the breaking of the Nazi Enigma code. At first glance, the Enigma machine looked harmless, almost like a typewriter. But it was actually one of the most advanced encryption devices in the world at the time. German military commanders used it to send coded messages across Europe, believing the system was impossible to crack. Every day, Enigma settings changed. Every message became a puzzle. And Hitler's military trusted it completely. If the Allies could somehow break the code, they could read German military communications almost in real time. They could learn about submarine attacks, troop movements, supply routes, and future operations before they happened. But there was a problem. Breaking Enigma seemed nearly impossible. Millions upon millions of code combinations existed, and German operators constantly changed settings to prevent interception. Some experts believed solving it would take longer than the entire war itself. Still, a secret team of mathematicians, engineers, and cryptanalysts refused to give up. Much of the work happened at a hidden British intelligence facility called Bletchley Park, where thousands of people worked in extreme secrecy. Many employees didn't even know what other departments were doing. Conversations about the project were heavily restricted, because if Germany discovered the Allies had cracked Enigma, the entire advantage would disappear instantly. One of the key figures behind the effort was Alan Turing, a brilliant mathematician who helped develop machines capable of rapidly analyzing Enigma settings. The work was exhausting. Teams spent endless hours searching for patterns, testing combinations, and intercepting German radio signals. Sometimes breakthroughs came suddenly. Other times, entire weeks passed with nothing. But eventually, the impossible started becoming reality. The Allies began reading portions of German communications, and what they discovered changed the war. Decoded Enigma messages revealed submarine positions in the Atlantic, allowing Allied ships to avoid deadly ambushes. Military commanders gained access to sensitive German planning. Some historians believe the intelligence gathered through Enigma shortened the war by years and saved millions of lives. But here's what made the operation truly terrifying. The Allies couldn't always act on the information. If Germany realized Enigma had been broken, they would immediately change the system. So Allied leaders sometimes made horrifying decisions, allowing certain attacks to happen to avoid revealing they knew too much. That meant protecting the secret occasionally mattered more than saving lives in the moment. And because the mission was so important, nearly everything about it stayed hidden for decades after the war ended. Many people who worked at Bletchley Park never spoke publicly about their roles. Some families didn't even know what relatives had been doing during WWII. Official secrecy laws kept details buried long after victory was achieved. Even Alan Turing's contributions remained largely unknown to the public for years. That's what makes this story feel almost unreal now. One of the most important operations of World War II wasn't a giant battle or famous invasion. It was a hidden intelligence war fought inside quiet rooms filled with papers, machines, radio signals, and exhausted codebreakers trying to crack messages before time ran out. And for decades, the world barely knew it happened. Because sometimes, the most powerful victories in history are the ones nobody sees until years later.